but he's under huge pressure right now. Hard tyres, brand new hard tyres.
Oh no, not 3 wide.
Oh, not into this chicane. What a move by Ben Daly. Where was that speed? That was incredible stuff.
Right, let's try that again. Welcome guys to another stream. Today we are doing the big one, the virtual GP for McLaren. The final ever virtual GP before we go back to real life racing, and I want to make a mark in this series. We're partnering up with Nicholas Hamilton today, and we're going to do the business for McLaren. We're going to see if we can overtake Haas in the constructors standings. But before we do that, I'm going to do some practice with my old buddy New Zealand Ryan, who is my engineer for today. Hello, Chief. Say hello to the stream.
Hello, stream.
Oh, Ryan's dead.
Uh-oh.
What happened there?
I spun.
I'm just gonna get a drink, man. I'll be back in a minute.
12 seconds later.
G'day, Chief.
Afternoon.
What? Oh, hello.
How's it been going?
Yeah, pace is alright. Made a couple of mistakes, but otherwise it's not too bad. How about you?
Yeah, the cutting rules are pretty strict, huh?
Yeah, like, you'll be able to gain a lot of positions if you can just keep it clean.
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan. Stay out of trouble.
Definitely.
Have you done any race runs?
Yeah, I've done like 1 or 2, yeah?
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
How what are you doing with strategy? Is it 1 stop, 2 stop?
I'm doing a 2-stop, but I'm using the softs twice. So for some reference, you guys probably didn't understand what happened there. I went to go get a drink and stuff, come back, say g'day Chief, to say hello to Ryan, and it was it was Nicholas who responded. Whoops. So okay, chat. No matter what, no matter what I say, no matter what you say, I am not tabbing out of the game. And please remind me not to tab out of the game for whatever reason. We do not want a repeat of Monaco. Not here, not now. Here we go, boys.
Here we go. Let's have it.
Have you done much practice?
Yeah, I've done a bit. I haven't done any race runs though.
Okay. Got to look after the rear tyres on the softs there. They get pretty brutal after about 7 laps. Mentioned on ESPN. Man, this is sick. George! I mean, that's better than nothing, but it's still not a great lap. P8, P9, P8, P9, P9, P10, what? I don't know. Oh, Gasly's got a penalty. P8. I'll take it. Here we are, chaps. We're here with the big boys. Final virtual GP of the season. Let's just have some fun. Here we go.
Remember, no penalties.
No penalties, yeah. Good luck, Nick.
Cheers, buddy, and you.
Cheers. Here we go, chats. Why do I keep saying chats?
Keep an eye on the
Chaps.
lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed.
Let's go. Alright, we are going to drag things back a little bit, just by 2 minutes, to the race strategy. This is now Ben talking in post-commentary, because for the majority of the race, as you can understand, I was very, very concentrated and in the zone. Even just by picking the strategy here, my game face is on, which is interesting. But this was a very surreal day. Sharing a Discord call with New Zealand Ryan and Nicholas Hamilton. It was pretty ridiculous. The final virtual GP, and we're going in with a game plan. We want to make our mark and have a good race here today. Not qualifying well in P8, but we are determined to move forward. 5 red lights, and away we go for the virtual Grand Prix of Canada Looks like an okay start. We got Anthony Davidson up our inside as we head into turn 1. He was lagging a little bit there. And we have been spun. I can confirm it was one of the Ferraris that actually gave me a touch into turn 1. And resetting to track, as you can see, we got an illegal overtake on our teammate somehow. Which I have absolutely no idea how I got that. But we managed to recover reasonably well to P11 at this stage. We're going to take the 5-second time penalty because I want track position. I just want to be able to march on in this race. I felt like taking the penalty was less of a penalty than actually slowing up and waiting for my McLaren teammate. So yeah, I'm not going to overreact. I'm just going to get on with it. And that was a good mentality to have at the start of this race. I'm going to be blending in some live commentary reaction as well as my post commentary into this race. And yeah, I think the best thing I could have done in this race was just to get my head down and just get stuck in and not let the incident overshadow what needed to be done as we run side by side with John Olsen there into the final chicane. Had to take the corner cut there as I went way too gung-ho into the final chicane. And that was something I did a little bit today, and that will be in evidence in future moves into the final chicane. But for the moment, it has been a solid recovery. We're already on the back of Anthony Davidson, so I don't know how we've recovered this well, but we have. It looks like everyone else has been squabbling quite a bit on this opening lap or two. But we're going to tuck in behind Anthony Davidson, save a bit of fuel. We do have to look after the rear tyres quite a bit in this first stint.
Watch those mornings, mate.
That is the objective. Ryan keeping me in check as always as we're going to go up the inside of Anthony Davidson into the final chicane. And we do get the move done there into P9. Thank you very much. Yeah, I had New Zealand Ryan in my ear, just feeding me information, telling me what I needed to know, just keeping me in check and making sure I wasn't corner cutting too much. I was doing my best. But now you can see we are having to defend from Anthony Davidson as we head into the final chicane. It looks like Nicholas Latifi has had an off there at the final chicane. Oh, come on.
Illegal maneuver. Cede that position or we'll receive a penalty.
Stupid game. And again, we have been done over by the game's illegal overtake penalty system. Random yellow flags get thrown out and you can't overtake a guy who was stranded in the wall. I mean, yeah, it's so stupid. It needs to be sorted out as we can see. Good, that just happened. Surprised you didn't black flag me for that too, F1. My luck has been a bit crap so far in this Canadian Grand Prix, and looks like that luck is not transpiring all too well for Nicholas Latifi as well, Williams F1 driver. What a piss take! That's cost me 5 seconds.
You really gotta fix that illegal overtake stuff. It's stupid.
It is stupid. So, yeah, unlucky for Nick there. He got taken out by Gutierrez at the final chicane, and then he's dove in a little bit desperately there on Anthony Davidson, trying to make up some time, and yeah, he's behind us in this Grand Prix. Lap 6, and we're running P9, pretty much where we started. We will be thinking about a pit stop soon. I will be diving it in on lap 7.
Remember to turn the front wing down if you're still wanting to do that. Oh.
Ryan reminding me about the front wing, which we're changing from 6 to 3 just to get a bit more straight line speed. So you can take the front wing off a little bit in these conditions, but you can only do that in the pit stop, which is what we're going to do. And that should make us a little bit more speedy for the back end of this race. So here we go into the pit lane. It's not been a great start. Alex Albon is just at the end of the pit lane there, and he was running an effective P2. So that is the difference as we have the 5-second hold. And this is for the penalty I got at the first corner for the illegal overtake. So that's unfortunate. I thought that was going to be applied at the end of the race, but it turns out we're going to take the pain now. And we're potentially going to have to overtake a few other guys in this race. It does put us behind Simon Neal. It puts us behind Nicholas Latifi, who got a 2-lap undercut on us. I believe we're behind Callum Ilott as well, a few other guys, and now we're having to make up the difference on the track now. So here we go. Our race begins here. The climb back through the field. Let's see if we can do it. Up the inside of one of the Ferrari drivers. He actually runs in really deep, nearly tagging the back of David Schumacher, the nephew of Michael Schumacher. He's in the Racing Point, and we're going to see if we can utilize the DRS to fly right past him. ERS is on auto setting, and thankfully it put it up in overtake for us, so that was pretty lucky. I will say today in this race, I don't know if you guys caught the stream or not, but I did catch a lot of people at the right time. There was never really a moment where I caught someone
Yellow flag.
at a part of the track where I was getting held up all too much, so in that regard I was relatively lucky. Someone who wasn't lucky was Mr. Arava TV, who had a bit of a spin there at the middle sector chicane. I don't know if that was his fault or not. I'd assume he probably got put in the wall by someone, given the people that are in this lobby. But next up, we've got our teammate, Nicholas Hamilton. He's running a little bit deep into turn 1, compromises him through turn 2. We're going to get the undercut on him with the fresher tyres and make pretty quick work of him there. Up into P13. Next up is Guan Yu Zhou, and he's actually stopped for hard compound tyres, so he's going for the 1 stop today. Interestingly, some people did go for the 1 stop. Callum Ilott was another one as well, another F2 driver in the ranks, and yeah, the 1 stop is not a good strategy, but it gives you track position. So there's that. We give Zhou the corner there. There's a Red Bull who's gone off at the final chicane, and now it's going to be a 3-wide affair as we head into turn 1. I don't know how we made that work, but we did. And Zhou there just squeezes us out off the circuit. Nowhere for me to go. So unfortunately, I lost the spot to Zhou and Davidson.
That was rude.
It was rude. It could have been a 2-in-1 go there, but now our progress has been halted a little bit, and we're just going to have to continue to grind away. Nicholas Latifi, a few seconds up the road. He's the guy I want to catch up to and get amongst. He's actually stuck in behind Juan Manuel Correa. So let's hopefully dispatch of these two quickly and catch up to the Williams F1 drivers. Zhou not with a great exit there out of the hairpin. You would expect that with the hard compound tyres. We fly past him with the DRS. Can we get Anthony Davidson as well? He goes defensive into the final chicane, but no, he moves over to the left-hand side. We're still there. And we're in the wall. That was my fault. With hindsight, I realised that was my fault.
Do you reckon I should have backed down to that?
I would have, but it's fine.
It's just like
Can't do anything about it now.
earlier on in the race, he like let me have the corner, so I thought he'd do the same, not double down.
And that was my logic. I thought Ant was going to back out of that one. I probably should have had the awareness to know that he just got past Zhou. Like, why would he then give up the position to me when he's
Clear
just got
track.
that clear air? And we get a 3-second time penalty there as we're trying to keep Pierre Gasly at bay. So it's just absolutely star-studded lineup up and down the field. I am very, very lucky to be involved in such a race. And that's why I really wanted to do well in today's Grand Prix. Coming to the halfway stage, and we're getting there.
The bottom of the main stream is just constantly 3-second time penalties.
Really? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like everyone is struggling for corner cutting penalties. At the Canadian Grand Prix, this is one of the toughest tracks on the calendar for that. There's just so many sharp corners where you need to push the limits in order to be fast around here. We've now caught up to Nicholas Latifi and Callum Ilott. So despite the incident with Anthony Davidson, again, we've still managed to fight our way back into a decent position. I will say Latifi got the raw end of some traffic today, but we are going to make this another 3-wide affair. And this one reminds me of Schumacher and Hakkinen at Spa. I don't know how, but I just got the golden run into the final chicane, and we are now up in a P7. Get in there, lads. Oh, baby.
Nice.
I was a bit gung-ho in under brakes, and that cost me on exit, but that's fine.
But he's under huge pressure right now. Hard tyres, brand new hard tyres.
Oh no, not 3 wide.
Oh, not into this chicane. What a move by Ben Daly. Where was that speed? That was incredible stuff.
3 wide, no? Oh, Ben Daly with the absolute manoeuvre.
Cheers, Landobot. I appreciate that. Looks like a lot of people in the various streams enjoyed that move. It's a shame that the race director never saw my 3-wide moment with Zhou and Davidson, I think, into turn 1. That one was a real hair-raising moment, but alas, we did get that one on the main feed, on Sky Sports F1, all around the world. Just absolutely mental, the amount of exposure that this series gets, and I can't stress this enough. I was very, very lucky to get invited by McLaren to take part, to represent them, and want to do well. We're doing all right so far. P6,
Come on, chat, let's
we've
go.
got Guan Yu Zhou right behind us. He is in overtake mode at the moment. That is all thanks to the auto ERS, which deploys whenever the hell it wants.
Give me
It does
ERS,
seem that
please.
it does seem that when you're behind someone, the car will just throw itself up into overtake mode, and you have really no control over that. And when you're the car in front, more often than not, the battery doesn't really deploy all that much. So it does, in a way, aid overtaking. And that was something that me and Joe here were exploiting. We were just slipstream and DRS training each other to just get ourselves further along in the Grand Prix.
You're doing pretty well for penalties compared to your racing. So.
And that is surprising for Mr. Tiametmarduk, the corner cutting king in the F1 community. Looks like I think we're about on par with everyone around us, and maybe one or two people have more. Latifi, I think at this stage, might have more penalties than us, which
Top
is
three are
very
on as well.
interesting. Guan Yu Zhou getting in front of us once again, and we can see the top three, the top four making their final stop. We still need to make another one, but we are going to move on to the soft compound tyres. Still continuing to work with Zhou here, slipstreaming and DRS training each other, but this time he's going to get in front, and this is actually on approach to the pit lane for us. So unfortunately, I couldn't quite push the pit lane entry like I wanted to.
Annoying.
Like a free car battle for 11th that you might bloody pop out with.
Oh, shit.
Release,
Yeah.
release.
They were holding each other up, so you might be alright.
And that was an incident which saw Juan Manuel Correa and Nicholas Latifi colliding. They, I
Tires through to the end
think it
now.
was Correa just straight lining his way into the pit lane and barging Latifi out of the way, so he lost a lot of time in that. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but for us, we are on the charge, on the soft compound tyres, 10 laps to go, and we have free reign to push.
Plus 1 lap of extra
The only one
fuel.
on soft, so get that fastest lap point.
And that is all the encouragement we need from the engineer. Pierre Gasly has been disqualified. He was literally right behind me as that happened. So he has been corner cutting a lot more than what I have. And yeah, he's been taken out of the race, unfortunately. We now move on to lap 27, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. That was a 1 minute 10.5. George Russell did a 10.8, but on medium tyres. George Russell, I've got to say, is an absolute alien on this game. He's literally esports level. It's pretty darn crazy. Get that man in a competitive car, and he will do wonderful things. It's pretty ominous to see what he would do in a Mercedes. But back to the virtual world. We are chasing down Nicholas Latifi, who is no slouch himself. He was faster than me last week in Baku in that virtual Grand Prix. It's just that he's had absolutely no luck today. He's on a different rig, so I think his pace has been knocked around a little bit. We're going to go up the inside of Nicky Poo into the hairpin. And at this very moment, Matty G was throwing around hairpin time references, which is something you absolutely love to see. We do get the DRS, and this is going to set us along to potentially getting another fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Purple to Sector 1, green in Sector 2, but then I slice the final chicane just a touch more than what you should, and it's taking the lap away from me. That was a 10.2, so 3/10s better than my previous best, and that really would have solidified my fastest lap of the race. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. We now move on to lap 29, and we've caught Callum Ilott without DRS, and we got an amazing exit. So much so that we're going to fly past him at turn 1 and get another fastest lap of the race to go along with that. That was actually a more well-rounded lap than my previous one, obviously, because I went faster. But I did that without DRS
Without DRS.
and with older tyres.
Wow. Could be on for P5 here, I don't know how
To the car ahead
penalties
is
go.
4.7 seconds.
Okay, cool.
They're on old hards. Their tyres are 21 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 13.2. You're taking 2.5 seconds out of them each lap. They have a time penalty of 9.0.
2.5 seconds faster than the car in front.
I like to see it.
We're increasing our gap on the...
Do you know how many penalties I have?
3?
Okay, so I'm level with Joe then.
Yeah. I think you're one warning off 4. So.
Yeah.
One warning off 4 penalties, and we're closing in on Guan Yu Zhou. We are a lot faster than him on newer soft compound tyres. He's been on those hard since the very start of the race, or the early laps, and he's really starting to feel the pain of that now. We were, you know, at the same part of the racetrack when I made my final stop, and we have made up the difference with these soft compound tyres. It's been absolutely insane. 2 laps to go in this Canadian Grand Prix, and this would solidify a top 5 for us, which would be an amazing result considering the amount of setbacks we've had in this Grand Prix to the outside, and this is going to be pretty straightforward for us. We fly past with the DRS. We're really low on ERS. That was something that, you know, we were really struggling to recover with, but despite that, the pace was pretty good.
The softs are probably not too great now.
Yeah, I get
Definitely made the right call, the strategy, I think.
Oh yeah. This has really set us apart from everyone.
Matt seems to think you've got a lot more penalties than the guy behind.
Oh dear.
But you don't.
Oh dear. Matt was slagging me off a lot in the old commentary. You'll have to go check it out if you want to see that. But that was the Grand Prix, guys. It's going to be P5 for this Canadian Grand Prix. We didn't get any more penalties, so I was able to limit it to about 9 seconds, I think. So I think in those books, I think I did pretty well. Who knows where I might have finished if we had a clean race, and especially if I qualified better. I definitely did bottle qualifying. As we come to lap Arav, I'll leave you guys to hear my reaction as we cross the line.
F's in chat for Arav, please.
Final corner. P5, baby! Come on! Yes! After all that bullcrap. Man.
Nice. Nice.
Thank you, Ryan, on the strategy. Boston.
Did it all yourself, mate?
I felt like wherever we were, there was just action. It was ridiculous. I can't wait to watch this stream back, to watch the broadcast back.
You were on the stream for like most of it.
Oh really? Shit. Good. Guys, smash a like button if you enjoyed that. Bloody hell, that's probably one of my favorite races ever. Bit of adversity, but like I stayed calm. Like unlike Baku last week, I lost my cool, but this time I just got on with the job. I just had Ryan keeping me calm and brought it home. And like not too many penalties. It's about the average. 9 seconds. Fastest lap of the race as well. Cheeky. Not bad at all. I mean, I don't know how much time we lost, like 10, 15 seconds maybe, out of all the things that we had. So I don't know, P4 might have been the maximum, but like, I mean, it'd be a bit much to say I would have challenged for the podium. I don't know. But I'm happy with that. Really, really happy. Thank you to everyone in chat. 11 points for McLaren. I wonder what that means in the constructors, because I know we were battling Haas, and I know that Pietro didn't have a good race. If we could have overtaken Haas, that would have been amazing, but I'm not sure. And I can tell you from hindsight that we did overtake Haas F1 team. Here is the unofficial, or I think by now they should be the official team standings for the Virtual Grand Prix Series. P6 in the end for McLaren, just jumping Haas by 3 points in the end there. So not a bad effort. I think we got 11 points today for P5, but then 1 for the fastest lap. We got a few points in Baku. Not as many as I would have liked. I think I was quite nervous in my first race in the previous stream. But in this one, we did deliver despite all of the setbacks we had. I didn't qualify that well, and that was, completely on me. But, after the first few crashes, I felt like the race pace was really good. And if anything, I might have felt like we had the best strategy out of anyone in the field today. So, you know, massive thank you to Ryan. He's not a 5-time AOR champion for nothing. It really helped me with the strategy, you know, lowering the front wing and, you know, other things like, yeah, telling me to go softs twice, which no one else managed to pull off. So I think we drove well, and I definitely did practice race pace a lot, which certainly helped my efforts. It's just I didn't work on qualifying pace, and it kind of showed. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. I'll leave a link to the official F1 stream if you want to watch it. Feel free to check it out. Once again, massive thank you to McLaren for inviting me to represent the team in the virtual GP for the final 2 races. Cheers to Ryan again for helping me out. And yeah, it's been awesome to be involved in all of these really cool virtual events over the last 3 months or whatever it is, to be able to hang out and race with Formula 1 drivers and racing drivers, celebrities. The list goes on. Over the last few months, it really has been some of the best times I've had on YouTube, and I'm definitely going to look back on it fondly. I think I'm going to make like some kind of funny moments compilation or best of highlights of the races that we've had. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm really happy that we could have ended it on a high note at this Canadian Grand Prix. I really had some awesome moments, and yeah, bring back real F1. It's been a long time, and I know that we're all going to enjoy it. So bring it on.